Hi everyone, it's Dorothy here from Print, Cut, and Create, and we're going to get started on the Notelet card. That's going to be a happy birthday card, and we're doing it using one of my printable sheets, which is a sheet set, the Paper Shapers flowers, and I'm using the green dots and blue plaid. So first you want to print them off, and there's the flowers, and I just cut out some of them, and there's plenty more for another project. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with a card base. And this is a card base. This is a standard A6 card. It's 10.5 centimeters by 15 centimeters. So, and I'm just using a pre-made card that I got in a pack. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And then what we need to do is cut out our flowers. And I've got 3 flowers cut out here all ready to go. You can use as many as you want to stack up on top of each other out of the kit. I'm just using these 3. Next, what I want to do is we need all the rectangles that go on our card. And this one is the pretty much the base of the background. And this is almost the size of the card. It's a ½ centimeter shy on each side. So that makes it 10 centimeters on this side and 14.5 centimeters on the long side. Then we're going to need to get the green dot paper, and we're going to need 2 pieces for this. This one's for the front of the card, and this is the pocket for the Notelet. And this is the same size as the card, 15 centimeters on the long side, and I've made it 5 centimeters high. We're going to be cutting into this, and we're going to be cutting the swirl. We're going to be cutting the curved edge on that, and it gives you plenty of room to make a nice pocket. And this is for the Notelet, and this is 9 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And then with our white cardstock, we've got another piece that's 9 centimeters by 5 centimeters, and this is going to go on that like that. Completely covered up, just because this is paper, it needs to be a little bit heavier. And then a piece of white cardstock for our sentiment stamp, and this piece is 7.5 by 3.5, so we have plenty of room to see our dots. Next, what you're going to need is a piece of ribbon, and this is a piece of ribbon going to go down the front of the card, and it's from a roll that came from my craft ribbons that I got these at the range. It's just a little stack of ribbons for crafting, and they all coordinate. So this was the blue butterflies, and the colors matched really nice, so I thought I'd use that. And then we're going to have a few embellishments on top of that. So first is on top, in the middle of our flower, is a white button, and this is just a basic white button, and I took 3 strands of embroidery floss or sewing thread, and I used 3 strands of blue and 3 strands of green and tied them in a little bow in my button for the middle of the flower. And the last bit is I've got some butterfly gems here, a gold and 2 blue. These are just from a set that I've got here. Oh, gosh, I bought these 7 years ago or so from a craft club here in the UK. So I've got those, so you can use any kind of things you want, and then we're all set. So that's all you need. Let's get going. Let's take our card, and first we want to do is we're going to put our ribbon on our base. Let me get the card out of the way. So we want this to go on here like this. And I'm going to go ahead first of all, and I'm going to make 2 rounded corners. Now we only need 2 because on the other bottom edge is going to be covered up with the green dot paper, so you don't need to round all your corners unless you want to. So we've got it like that. Next, I want to make sure that my ribbon is on, and I'm going to put the ribbon on the paper only. But I want to make sure where to put it. So what I need to do is I need to take my largest flower, like this, and figure out where I want it on there, and then make sure the ribbon is about that same area. Okay, and I'm going to have it about there. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to the card. Oh, this doesn't like this too much. We'll just do the ends. Okay. Put it on there approximately where we want it. Be right there. Take it over the edge. this over this edge and adhere it down the best you can. Make sure that it lays completely flat. Now what we want to do is go ahead and attach this onto our card. And just put some lines down the center. And we're going to make sure that our rounded corners are at the edge of the fold. And you want to make sure you get this lined up best you can. Which is really crooked, but they'll live. Okay, there you go. Now you can go ahead and either do your pocket or you can put your flowers on. I'm going to put the pocket on first. So we're going to get that prepared, and that's your 15 centimeter by 5 centimeter piece of green dotted paper. And you're just going to take a pair of sharp scissors and cut in a curve of some sort. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as good as you want. Just try to get it as smooth as you possibly can. Like that. And I just cut that off. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach it on the bottom of the card. So what I want to do is I'm just going to put adhesive on 3 sides, and that's this side, and along the bottom, because we want our Notelet card to sit in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put our adhesive on the sides. Add adhesive along the bottom. Oops, stuck. Now let's place it along the bottom of the card. Now you want this to completely line up with the bottom of the card. Press it down real well. If you've got anything overlapping, which we do, I'm going to go ahead and trim that. Set. But we should still have the pocket here, which we do. Now let's put our flower together. So what I've done here is I've got our 3 flowers, and I'm going to stack them on top. Now what I wanted was a little bit of dimension on these. So I've gone ahead and pre-added some foam pads to the back. But what I've used is very, very thin foam pads. These are 1 mil foam pads. See how very, very thin they are? Because I don't want that much dimension, but just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and add those. And make sure you place them on the ribbon. And I'm going to go ahead and add the first one, and add it how you like. I'm going to be a little bit off center with mine, just because I'm a bit off center myself. Put our first one down. Now the second one. I've got dog hair everywhere. Pick some good foam pads. I like these sticks to anything pads. And you want to offset this one, so it's in between, so the petals are in between. And then our last flower. Last one. And again, offset this one as well. Now, I'm not adding any dimension to these, or you can crumple them, you can take a bone folder and you can curl the edges, you can bone fold them up, but I'm just making mine flat. I don't want too much dimension on my card. And the last but not least, we're going to put our button on. So let's get our button, and we're going to add a little bit of glue. It's just regular PVA glue. You can use anything you like. Oh, I've got a little bit too much glue on that. So go ahead and add your button to the middle. There you go. I'm going to have my bow a little bit off center. There we go. And the card's finished. Now let's just go ahead and make the notelet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the notelet card. So let's get our pieces out for that. We're going to attach the green dot to the white cardstock. I'm just going to make sure that, just make sure you get your edges as even as you possibly can, because they're supposed to match up. And they do, pretty much. You can do a little trimming if you like. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. Now, in the beginning, this is a bit of an edit, but in the beginning I used Distress ink. And what I've decided to do is not use Distress ink because it wasn't working very well. And I'm going to use this color box chalk in the cat's eye. I really like the chalk inks, actually. They're really, really nice. And we're going to go ahead and ink up our stamp. And we're going to go ahead and make a better impression. That looks better, a lot better. And we're going to go ahead and add that to our notelet. Put it as much in the middle as you possibly can. And you're all set there. Now I'm going to round the corners of this notelet so that it matches the edges of the card. Now I want a corner chomper, but we'll use that for right now. And that's all set. Now, you see, I've left a little bit of extra room there, and I did it on purpose. And the reason I did it was to add my butterfly gems. And I'm just going to add 3 across the bottom. Just like this on the note. And we're just going to go ahead and add them with a little tiny bit of glue. Don't need much. I'm using the liquid PVA glue because it's a lot easier to move things around once you get them on there. Just try to get them even. The glue dries clear, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Just going to be moved up a smidge. And you're just going to let those dry and get your card. Stick your notelet in. Now, the thing with this card is you can present it horizontal or vertical. So here's your vertical view. Or you can turn it around this way. Have the note in that way. I like it this way. On the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp a matching sentiment, and it's going to say it's going to say happy birthday in there. So we're all done with our card. Let me put my lid on my glue. And that's it. That's our card for today using the Paper Shapers flower sheet and just a few embellishments and ribbon, and you've got a really nice notelet card. Thanks for joining me. Bye!